When I tell you, in the end, it'll all work out. Just because the knowing is at play, that doesn't mean it will make sense in the moment. It does not mean that. It just means that you know what to do. I get what I want. I don't do what I want, but I get what I want because I'm obedient. I listen. I have access to the knowing. Hey guys, welcome back to welcome back to This Looks Like TV. It's been a minute. Welcome back. Hey guys. So we are going to be doing something a little bit different. Today I will be telling you guys what I have been going through this year. Like what I figured out and how I figured it out. And this is something I actually have been going through personally over like a couple years now, like since 2023, but I've been able to figure it out. The end of 2023, I've been able to figure it out January of this year. I found the solution to my problem. So it all started with me wanting to have a better intuition. I just wanted to have what I said. I wanted a better gut feeling. I was talking to my friend about this earlier this year. I was like, yeah, I just want a better gut feeling. And then my friend laughed and he didn't realize how serious I was. Because I'm so like, I be like, people don't get it because the way I talk, because I do talk in a way that like, it's funny because the way I use my words, but I be so for real. And I have a really good gut feeling, guys. I have a really good gut feeling now, and I have a really good gut feeling about this video. I hope that it reaches so many of you, it helps so many of you that were going through what I was going through, okay? Because really, I was having digestion issues. I did heal myself. From 2021 to 2023, I healed myself from it. Towards the end of the 2023, I got sick and they made me take antibiotics or whatever. And then once I took the antibiotics, I was back to square one, having the same issues that I was used to having. So since then, I've done so many things to try to figure out what I needed to do, what I needed to take to just get and be better. It all stems from me wanting to have a better gut feeling. And from what I have learned from this, like it literally blows my mind, guys. Like my journey has led me to something so much bigger than me that I had to let you guys know. So let's go ahead and just talk about my digestion issues. So I am someone who likes to eat healthy. With the digestion issues, like when I was younger, I used to just use restroom probably like once a week. I'm talking about number two. I was number two like once a week, and I thought that was normal until I got older. They're like, oh no, that's not normal. And I'm like, dang, y'all be using the restroom twice a day, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, let me figure this out. So I've been eating healthy like from a really young age to try to like, you know, help my gut in that way. But also, what I realized, food impacts my emotions. I am a really empathetic person. So like I can feel people's emotions. I do feel deeply and it can make me overthink, but I had to realize everybody's emotions is not my own. Like you could feel stuff, you know, but what I realized, because I feel deeply, I can change and influence just as deeply. So it goes hand in hand, but it starts with my gut, being able to like, you know, have control of my gut. what I eat, what I take in. So we're typically taught to prioritize our brain, what we're thinking, but a lot of what's in our gut and what we eat impact those things. I know maybe there's something you heard, there's something you know, blah, 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 blah. The stomach is a brain. The stomach is a brain. The stomach is a brain. So at the end of the day, you're gonna sit here and eat a chicken that was in a farmhouse, no lights, depressed, doesn't even know what the sun is, doesn't know that they're depressed. You're eating that. Putting it into your body just to think that now you're depressed, now you're this, now you're that. This may not impact empathetic people, but it has to impact you to a certain degree. It has to, like, the processed foods and stuff, the fake foods, the 3D printed meats are here to slow you down so you don't think as smart, so you don't have that intuition. Why? There's too many things blocking your gut, your intestines. There's too many things that your stomach is thinking about that it cannot focus on what's important and what's needed for you to have access to the knowing. We're gonna get back to that. Y'all don't know. Y'all gonna know. I'm gonna have to let y'all know. What really pushed me towards finding my solution, because I've always had the gut issues, y'all, but my pee started smelling weird, and I was just like, what's going on? So at the time I was in a relationship, and I asked my boyfriend, I was like, hey, does my pee smell weird? He would tell me, oh no, your pee doesn't smell weird. I was like, okay. So I noticed it would happen whenever I would eat beef, dairy, stuff like that. So I ended up going to my OBGYN, and I asked her to smell my pee. And she was like, well, it doesn't really smell like anything, blah, blah, blah. It smells like normal pee. Like, you're tripping. So they're telling me I'm tripping. They're telling me I'm tripping, y'all. So I'm just like, dang, okay, let me just do a little bit more research. And I'm looking through the body. I'm looking through the internet to see what impacts pee. So the kidneys impact pee. So the kidneys, they are a blood purifier. The kidneys, they help purify the blood and just filter out the waste and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay. So from there, I go ahead and I'm like, there must be something going on with my kidneys then. So I take these vitamins, and I have to take them with every meal, and I'm like, I'm not messing with this. But to that same point also, I was also drinking teas. I was taking supplements just so I could have a better digestion system. Nothing was working. When I tell you nothing was working, nothing was working. Let me show you guys what I took, so you know I'm not playing with you. You know I'm not lying. I'm gonna start with the teas. This works. This works. It worked for a little bit. They worked for a little bit, but they stopped working. I'm scared of this, y'all. I'm so scared of this. This worked. I could take, this is easier on my stomach. I could take it every day, and I would be regular, but only because I was taking this every day. This is scary. This is scary. Once it sneaks up on you, it don't stop. It don't stop. So yeah, this was scary. Those were teas that I was trying to take to help me be regular. The teas worked a lot more than the supplements. So this right here, this right here. What is this? Wormwood walnut. Black walnut. This right here. Oh, look. Make sure you show that. Right here. Look, the cleanse. What is this? Kidney and liver cleanse. I was taking zinc. And well, I still take zinc, but I still take magnesium and magnesium. And even this no bloat detox. And I have this like skinny thing up in there too that don't work. But like when I tell you, like these would probably work for like a week and stop working. The teas would work like for like a month or so, like a couple months, and then they stop working. I'd be like, dang, what do I do? So what ends up helping me is this right here. Palo Azul, Palo Azul, Palo Azul, Palo Azul, Palo Azul. So this is what ends up helping me. It helped clean my kidney and my liver. And so what I found out was the kidney was connected to the digestion system. So I guess due to my kidneys overworking, it was slowing down my digestion tract. But the thing about it is, what I realized where I messed up, I mean, they don't tell you nothing either. After I took the antibiotics or whatever, I was going to the gym and I was drinking Celsius. And I drank coffee too, but I was going to the gym heavy and I was probably drinking the Celsius every session. So imagine that impact on your kidneys, that type of caffeine on your kidneys. That's crazy. So I didn't give my kidneys enough time to rebuild what the antibiotics took from it or whatever. So that was my mess up. But mind you, I've already had digestion issues in the past, so it just didn't help my issue at all. But look, I'm drinking some Palo Azul right now. You could literally drink Palo Azul with every meal, like a gallon a day, but you have to drink it with some water. Like, I mean, you boil it, drink this, but also have like a cup of water that you drink with it. Like, be drinking water throughout the day along with this. You see how it's blue? Sometimes it takes a moment for it to become blue. After you let it sit a minute, and then it becomes blue. I'm saying all this to say my digestive system and my kidneys was blocking me from having a better overall intuition. And I needed this intuition because I was just getting information. I'm someone who is spiritually blessed, so I do get a lot of information. And sometimes when you are spiritually blessed and you do get information, it could turn you crazy. I'm not the type that's gonna be crazy. I'm more inquisitive because like it's normal, at least from my background, it's normal for us to have spiritual gifts. I'm Haitian, like spirituality and having access to God is kind of normal. Well, it's not kind of, it is normal with my cultural background. So it's like, it's nothing new for, I don't know, it depends on what the gifts are, whether you see something, you hear something, or you dream something, you feel something, that's something normal. So like, I'm not someone who I'm not someone who's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go crazy because I know this now. No. What I wanted was intuition, so I could figure out what to do with the information. Sometimes when you're going through something, the right question is not always why me, why this, why that, how is this happening? It's what do I need to do? What do I need to do? And what will help you answer that question is your intuition. You remember I talked about the knowing? Okay, what creates the knowing? Information and intuition equals the knowing. You're gonna get a little, now that you know my secret, because I know I be on this channel, I be eating food, I be talking about music, I be talking about what I want to accomplish, you know, my career here and there. But this is literally like more of me that I don't talk about. This is what I talk about. If you're close to me, then this is our normal conversations that we do talk about. This is the type of stuff we talk about. We talk about God, we talk about what we want to accomplish and stuff like that. So I'm letting y'all know my secret. I don't like people to know about me because I just like to, you know, I like to seem, what? That's like my vibe. But if you know, you know, now you know. So you guys know my secret. So this is what I basically was looking for, because sometimes when you do have an information overload, you can go crazy. I know I said it's normal for my background, but like too much information without guidance, without access, you can go crazy. It can make you crazy. It can, but with the anchor, guidance, grace, abundance of God, the knowing, you will be able to put this with this to get to where you want to be. That's why sometimes it's the what. And the knowing is basically knowing what to do in situations that, you know, you may not understand, or situations you may not have expected, you know? So let me tell you guys a little bit about the knowing. So women, we do have a little bit more of a better gut feeling than men, because in our womb, where the intuition, gut feeling comes from, is a direct gift from God, which is creation itself. So he blessed us with the ability to naturally create our body. I didn't teach my womb how to make a baby. I didn't say, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this. Your body naturally already knows what to do. It didn't read any books. It didn't look anything up. It wasn't even taught. You could be dumb as a bag of rocks and have a baby. Why? Because it's direct access to the knowing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's your body's direct information that it has and intuition to create. So the knowing, access to creation. So when Adam and Eve were first created, they had direct access to the knowing. They had direct access to God. And like, that's why they weren't afraid to walk around naked. They just knew and had like just access to who he was and who he is, to, you know, be able to do the things that they did. They had that direct confidence. I mean, they didn't even know it, but it was just confidence within themselves to know that they were good no matter what. But when they disobeyed him, that's when fear crept in. That's when guilt crept in. That's when unaccountability crept in. That's when, you know, doubt crept in. You know what I'm saying? All these things came into them, which, you know, created the fall of men, but it severed our access to the knowing. So because we don't have that direct access, we do have to work a little bit more hard to be able to create and get access to God. Yes, you can pray. Yes, you can worship. Yes, you can, get the Holy Ghost. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure that all pistons are firing, all circuits are firing and on all ends. So that's why it's really important to pay attention to what you're eating. Pay attention to because they talk about the eyes, but let's talk about the stomach. They talk about the eyes being something that you feed, like what you see is what you feed to your soul, but you need to also think about what you're feeding to your gut, which gets you access to the knowing through your intuition. Because yes, you may get information, but if you don't know what to do with that information, it's pointless. It's pointless. Like, it's just, okay, you got it, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? So that's where the intuition comes in. Put it together, access to the knowing, God's knowledge, and you can make the right decisions, take the right directions to do what you need and have to do. And then, just because, this doesn't make anything easier. I'm telling you guys, it makes it easier to make a decision, but you will be making hard decisions. The knowing is linked to obedience. So when you know, you have to be obedient. Bro, when I tell you, in the end, it'll all work out. Just because the knowing is at play, that doesn't mean it will make sense in the moment. It does not mean that. It just means that you know what to do. Like, God be telling people to do stuff. And there's so many stories in the Bible. God, he told David to use that same slingshot. He told Moses to hit his staff on the rock and water came out. It's stuff like that that don't make sense. It's stuff like that that don't make sense. But when you have access to the knowing, I feel like it'll just be a better compass to help you make your decisions. It just will help a lot, because in the end, you will get to where you need to be. It will help guide you, because what we want, that's for us. It's not the same. And at the end of the day, I don't care about what I want. I want what God has for me, because it's what I need. So there's so many things that I want, so many things that I want to do. I don't do what I want. I don't do what I want, but I get what I want. What are they talking? I get what I want. I don't do what I want, but I get what I want because I'm obedient. I listen. I have access to the knowing to be able to get to where I need to be, because at the end of the day, that's what's important. Everyone's emotions will probably be different as they go through this. Personally, when I have access to the knowing, I'm already a logical person. I don't really, my emotions are here, but they come and go. So when it comes down to the bigger picture, that is what I like to focus on. And that's usually where the knowing comes into play. It helps you reach and achieve that bigger picture that you want and God sees for you. So you're gonna go through it for sure. but it's gonna be worth it. You're gonna be so much happier than just the sadness of what obedience could be sometimes. But it's just gonna be worth it, because like, I don't know, I would rather have access to God and be obedient than be out in the world living in my own will. And I mean, I still got my own will, but like doing what I want. I don't care about what I want. I mean, there's certain things that, of course, like, I'm not better than you. I make this music, I dress how I want to dress. There's so many things I put out into this world that you can't judge me about. And that's completely fine. Like, you can judge me, even though it's a sin. But it's fine. Like, you do not have to take this information in from me. But like, I feel like if you do your research and you look into what I'm saying, you'll be able to see what I mean and at least pick up a thing or two, if not everything. I hope you get everything. I hope you do. But at the end of the day, I'm not better than you. I am just a human person living these experiences, taking in what God tells me as I go, and I'm just learning. But to that same point, like, as I'm learning, I'm listening. I'm learning how to obey in the ways that I can and that I look to God in. I'm learning to obey in the ways that God can, you know, just see my heart and know I'm not being fake, I'm not being performative, you know. So at the end of the day, like, you know, this is just, you know, you guys will see. I hope you guys can see the seeds that I'm planting right now. And I mean, I hope you guys can see my plans and watch them grow eventually through my obedience. So at the end of the day, like, you know, take what you can, judge me the way you want to, but at the end of the day, this is real. This is not, I'm not just talking to you guys, I'm not just trying to take up your time. This is real. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe. This is Slick. See me. But yeah, the knowing, into information, intuition, to get access to the knowing, God will speak to you. Okay? You just gotta listen and obey. But see you guys next time on the next episode.